With the cutters, if you look inside that door, there's a little pin. It's about that big. That's one of the strongest parts of the car. It's called a nadir pin. Many tools, even the extrication tools, cannot cut this pin. So what you'll see the members do is, if they were to actually do a door pop, they'll start a little puncture point, make a hole, get the spreaders into that, and pop the door off of that pin. With the Washington County Sheriff's Office, the serious PI Class 17 will have an investigator automatically come into the scene. Today's investigator is going to be Investigator Bruce Hamilton, who's been with the Sheriff's Office forever. I think he used to chase me around the streets of Salem when I was growing up. The deputy that you'll see will be Deputy Murphy. I think he chased me once or twice too, but when they get here and arrive on the scene, Deputy Murphy will go look at the patients, get any information, interview, speak to any witnesses that he can. When the investigator shows up, they'll get with each other, they'll photograph the scene. What the Sheriff's Office uses what they call the total station. It's pretty, to sum it up, it's pretty much just like a survey equipment. We can hold a post, any point of the vehicle, take that, and then Investigator Hamilton can reconstruct that whole accident. With this type scenario with the drunk driver, you're going to see the drunk driver get out, they're going to go through field sobriety tests. A lot of accidents are, believe it or not, our #1 concern is the patient safety, the patient care. With this role playing, they're just going to get out and they're just going to do the field sobriety. In a real accident, they're probably going to be transported to the hospital. When we go to the hospital, obviously I don't bring my breath machine with me, the breathalyzer, so we take blood. Whenever you go to the hospital to give blood, the nurse always seems to miss the first couple times. So plan on getting poked at least 3 or 4 times for that blood. That blood gets sent out to the lab, gets tested, and it's going to give you the certified BAC, or your blood alcohol content at that time. With alcohol, the body gets rid of 0.015% an hour of alcohol. So that alcohol can be in your body for hours. When I do my program, I've got a slideshow that if you're a 0.19 BAC at midnight when you go home, you get a safe ride home, you're a 0.19, which the BAC sounds really high, but it's a very, very common BAC that we see. At noontime the next day, your BAC is going to be 0.04. At 8 o'clock in the morning, you're 0.10. Vicki, you're supposed to call Jim too when you get a chance to, whenever he's ready for him.
Now or?
Just give it a couple minutes, whenever you think. As you can see, Investigator Hamilton will go around the cars, photograph all the damage, all the victims. That way he can totally reconstruct that scene from his office. Like we talked about alcohol a little bit. When I do my presentations, I talk about actually alcohol itself. Pure alcohol is odorless, tasteless, and colorless. What you see your color with the alcohol, the smell, the taste, and all that is what they add to it. Does everybody know, is alcohol a depressant or a stimulant? Depressant, okay? So this is the question. So many people turn to alcohol as a problem solver. The next morning you wake up, that alcohol, the problem's still there, with an addition to you feel like crap. God forbid you have fines. God forbid you killed somebody. You could be sitting in jail and the problem's still there. It doesn't help. Little chemistry experiment we'll do here. If I've got water in this hand and water in this hand and I add it together, what do I have? So if you've got a depressed person that's got problems and you add a depressant, what do you have? A really depressed person. It makes no sense to me, but so many people in the United States turn to alcohol as a problem solver. As you can see in the white car, they're doing the full roof removal. They cut all those posts, they're going to remove that roof, tape off all the sharp edges so there's no further injuries to patients or members, and they can access the victim. With the red car, you can see that they're doing patient stabilization and stuff through the sunroof. A lot of times, just think this is a perfect scenario sitting in the middle of a football field. Many, many times we're in fields, we're in ditches, we're over banks, the cars are on their roofs, the cars are on their sides. This is set up as just a perfect scenario. As you can see, Deputy Murphy now is going to go through field sobriety with Peaches. He's using the Fatal Vision goggles. My Fatal Vision goggles are .18. Like I said, the .18 seems, it's over double the legal limit, but it's a very, very common blood alcohol content that we see. Last year I stopped a motorcycle for 114 miles an hour on 22 in White Creek. He was a .15. So it's a very common BAC that's in the area. They'll do some interviews. They'll talk to the driver, see where he's coming from, where he's going. When I do my field sobriety test, they're not made to trick you, to fool you. They're testing your ability to follow directions, comprehend directions, your coordination. When I ask somebody to do the alphabet, even though I went to Salem, I can't do it backwards. A lot of my teachers are here, so I had to throw that in. I have them start at M and go to Z. I do M to Z because a lot of people learn their alphabet as LMNO. LMNO is not a letter. So I try to get them to slow down and go through their alphabet. We do the finger count. I ask them if they know their numbers 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have them return. Each time touching the finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. A lot of times I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2. It seems like most people do that went to Argyle school. Like I said, it's not made to trick you or do any fool you or anything like that, confuse you. It's just testing your abilities. What you can see him do now is the finger to nose. I ask them if they have any problems with their knees, with their ankles. That way in court it rules out any problems with their ability to stand. Simple test, right from your left. I make them show me their right. Have them touch the tip of their nose and then return it back and forth. As you can see, the deputy's doing the finger count now. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. This may confuse him any day anyways. With the red car, you can see the fire members using what they do, a Sawzall. They can actually cut through that pillar and remove that. The white car, you can see the back patient, they're doing patient stabilization. You can see the piece of the hose over all the sharp edges, like I said, to avoid any further injury or anything. What Deputy Murphy is doing now is called HGN, horizontal gaze and nystagmus. You can go to gym class with Mr. Fifield or whoever you have, Mrs. Adams, and practice the walk and turn, the one-legged stand, the finger to nose, and all that. Practice, 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 and say, when that stupid cop pulls me over, I'm going to be a professional. Horizontal gaze and nystagmus is an involuntary reaction to the alcohol from the body. What we have them do is we have them look at a pen. It's got a light on the top. I have the defendant touch the tip of it with his finger. What the deputy's going to be looking for is 6 clues. The deputy will go side to side with that pen. The sooner the eyes start to jerk, the higher the blood alcohol content's going to be. It's an involuntary reaction to the alcohol. There's no way to practice it, no way to beat it. It's a course in itself and just being trained in that. So they go back and forth, really slow to see when the eye starts jerking. Like I said, the little bit of movement and it starts to jerk, the higher the blood alcohol content's going to be. This is also a test that can be also done for drugs. As you can see, Peaches has been arrested. He's going to go with Deputy Murphy.